2005, I took a course on using Adobe Illustrator and ended up creating a logo for my DJ videography company for one of my projects. I've noticed a few errors and need to clean them up if I want to use it on my business website. Illustrator can be used to create digital art using lines, shapes, text, and much more. Here I'm cleaning up an error in the original file to make this area look neater, using a direct selection tool to adjust one of my lines. Here a Bezier curve isn't adjusted enough and looks unclean. With a slight adjustment, this will be good as new. Illustrator has more professional tools than a moderate user like me knows what to do with. I also think the circles I've used for the bride and groom's heads are too high, so I'll bring them down a little. I chose to use a clean and simple design for my logo, but Illustrator can do so much more. The only limitation to this program is the user's imagination. Exporting your work is simple. Choose File, Export, and a dialog box comes up. I'll choose JPEG as it is a universal picture file type and remains fairly small, which is good for use on many web pages. I am also going to choose RGB as this is what primarily is used when creating a web page. I'm going to also save a higher resolution version of this logo to use when I want the image to be larger and don't want to see pixelation occur as size is increased. To avoid any copyright infringements when using pictures and graphics on my website, I will use pictures captured from videos that I've shot of weddings that I've both DJ'd in and also performed video services for. These clients have given me written permission to use their likeness in my promotional materials. Once I find a frame that looks best, I'll pause the video and press the Print Screen button on the top right of the keyboard. Doing this makes a copy of your computer screen and saves it to the clipboard. I will use PowerPoint to make this screenshot into a JPEG file. First, clear away these text boxes and paste the screenshot to the slide. Crop the screenshot down to get rid of any unwanted areas. Try to keep this shape similar to the PowerPoint slide. Resize the image to fit the slide. Choose File, Save As to save this slide as a JPEG. Few people know that you can save PowerPoint slides as picture files. This picture should work out great as an image for my website after doing a little more editing to it. If you are converting more than one screenshot, PowerPoint can export them all at one time. Since I only have one picture to export, I will choose this option. Next, let's import the picture into Pixlr, a pretty cool free online photo editing tool that has lots of features. First, I'll recrop my image a little. Now I will add a few filters to see how they look. I want to make the picture tie into my logo with the idea of simplicity. I think adjusting to something black and white will do the trick. That's a bit too much. I think I'll keep the picture looking a little more real, but go with the black and white version that should keep me with my theme. Again, I will save this image as a JPEG for upload to my website. Well, I've decided to try out Photoshop to see what kind of results I can get editing this wedding video photo. The amount of filters and features that are available is impressive, and the ability to control them is very handy. Both line and fill color can be changed, which will have an effect on how the filters react with the picture. Those were nice and all, but I still want something a little more on the simple side that would look elegant. I think I'll go with the lighting effect. This filter allows you to control not only the direction the light is coming from, but also how wide the light is, how far it is thrown, and the intensity or brightness. There, that might work. Well, if I don't like it on the web page, I can always come back to Photoshop and change it. Photoshop has the ability to save photos to virtually any file type. I tend to like working with TIFFs and PNG files as well as JPEGs. I will keep the quality somewhat high as the file size will still be pretty small. Now let's go take a look at how it came out. Here is another photo from a different wedding video. For editing this picture, I will again use Photoshop and try to create a simple yet elegant look. I found this filter to be about right and good at masking who the people actually are. A couple minor adjustments to get it just right. Again, I will save this file as a JPEG for use on my website. I will also keep the resolution high as the file size will still be fairly small. Well, I'm back to Illustrator again to create a graphic that I can use as my header for my web page. First, I'll import and resize the graphic logo that I exported earlier. Next, I'll create the main title for the heading. Let's get it resized so that it looks balanced. Now for the subheading. I want to use a symbol to break up the two statements. Now back to the Rockwell font. Finally, export this heading graphic as a JPEG with RGB color chosen so this file will be ready to put on my web page. And here is the final product.